to Forbes as well as the Republic of Sierra Leone for today's invitation. I'm very honored to be here, and I'm just going to take a split second to say I'm super stressed out because I love everything we're talking about, but I only have 2 minutes. And so I am going to try and make it quick. And what I will say to your question is that I looked around this room and I just did a rough estimate and I said, there are about maybe 100 people, give or take. I founded the Bloom Africa with a full-time job. And I remembered sending out emails to partners, and I would sign it the Bloom Africa team. But it was just me. I was the team. And I was the team for 4 years, growing this nonprofit. And the reason I'm sharing that is because when I look at this room, and I think about the fact that in 5 years, we have impacted about 3,000 women, while I have maintained, thank you, women and girls, while I have maintained this moonlighting job I have at Delta Airlines, the women in this room, 100 times 3,000, think about it. That means the power of one is what I'm talking about. So each of us, you see, when I sit in rooms like this and I think about all the structure and the bureaucracy and all the things we have to talk about and do, and then I just come back to self, and self tells me, okay, well, what are you gonna do? And so what I started to do was, I said, I'm gonna start a nonprofit. So about grassroots engagement, right? And so we start from the grassroots. And I thought to myself, I said, we know we're having about $100 billion that we remit back to Africa, for example. How much of it goes towards philanthropic efforts? I'm just curious, because I think we need to build that culture, right? We need to also tap into partnerships on a grassroots level. And so I'll give you a very quick story of what I did. And so what I did was I started a nonprofit. I have 2 of my board members here. They also have jobs that they go to, but that's how we're starting this. And then I went to my employer, Delta Airlines, and I said, I just got a donation of 80,000 period underwear, which is huge because with period underwear, you can rewash it, reuse it, you don't have to throw it away, right? But I have a problem because how am I gonna get it to Africa? I have a team of me, but I wasn't discouraged. And so I am a board member on USA for UNFPA, so I reached out to them and I said, would the UN be interested in getting involved with getting this through customs for me? I already have Delta Airlines that has said they could fly to Nigeria for free because I just asked, right? So big ups to Delta. Delta is currently storing those 80,000 period underwear for me. They've been storing it for months until I can get the clearance. And so this goes back, and it's $1 million worth of period underwear. And so when we think about these big stories that we're telling each other, it's great that we talk about it in these spaces, but what I want us to get to is self. What are we doing? Because if I, as one person, could get 80,000 period underwear at a cost of $1 million, and I'm gonna send it to Nigeria through the UN, it's just me, then I encourage everyone in this room today to say, I can do the same. Who do I know? Who is in my Rolodex? What can I do? What can I do? Each of my trustees, they gave me $1,000. They gave me $1,000 to be on the trustees. They said, oh, that's nothing, it's tax deductible. But I tell you what, each of the girls in my program that are gonna get scholarships, it costs them $300 a year to go to school. So one woman just changed, when we talk about spillover effects, a whole bunch of lives, generational trajectories. And so don't think about what you have as being too small. Don't think about your own capacity as being limited. Just start with what you have and do something. And I promise you, you will realize that you're more capable than you can ever imagine. And we can do it together.